It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And we've got the Vikings leader at quarterback. He's looking for a milestone 5,000-yard season and maybe a little hardware come February as well. It's the Vikings and the Desperados on
We are
Sunday
pleased
night.
as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gardner. Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Up across the 25 and down at the 28. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel, doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. That's a pickup of 11 and a first down on their first offensive play. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. That's out to the left, flat and complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Second down at 6 now from the 42. Up the middle they go. Shepard. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a third down and 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On third down, he'll drop to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Coleman. Now he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. Fourth down.
If this were baseball, we'd call this small ball. Instead of pushing it downfield, they throw a short pass trying to pick up the first down, but the defense rallies to the football and stops him short, bringing up a fourth down.
And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
But when I reviewed last week's game and saw the 4 touchdown passes that he threw, I thought about you during the Turkey Bowl last year.
Yeah,
you guys
right.
had the same stats, except he got the NFC Offensive Player of the Week award with his.
He got touchdowns. I got picks. I like going back watching the film with you, and we thought it was a good performance in person. Obviously was, but you thought even better on tape. It was really something to watch.
Yeah, what I loved was how he spread it around. A lot of people involved in the passing offense. 4 touchdown passes culminated it.
From the 35, here's second and a couple. On the ground, this is Devon Achane. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down. The Vikings are 12-4 now on the year, and they have certainly got it rolling as of late. Winners of 6 in a row.
And I think this is where, as a head coach, you show your team some trust. Instead of just talking about winning, the very next game, you point out to them, we're on a nice run here. And if we keep doing this, we'll be playing at home in the postseason. And we know that could ride us all the way to the Super Bowl if we get that done.
Now a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. McKinley. They set up the screen. Achane has it. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Give them 18 there and give the Vikings a first down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Now a play fake here on first down. They shakes him off. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Back to throw. McKinley has this complete to Daniel Bellinger. That'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. Looking to throw. McKinley. And that is incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. He'll look to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. They get 9 yards there, and they get a first down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And how about the quick feet there as he made a man miss on his way to a solid gain of 7. Here's 2nd and 3. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He sets to fire deep. He's got it at the 15. And he will take it in for the touchdown. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Desperados will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Extra point right down the middle, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. McKinley. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Back out comes San Antonio. And really, you can't have a better situation than this. 1st and goal at the 1. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
Well, these are the situations that come up in practice and are talked about all the time. This is as tough as it gets for a defense. They've got to defend a very short field after that turnover. They're not home yet, but a really nice job there pushing them backwards on 1st and goal.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Oh, my, you know that's one that he'll want to have back. I mean, he did everything right. Got the linebackers commit on the play action. He just flat out missed.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And it's caught. Touchdown. Keon Coleman from 3 yards out. And the Desperados have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball, because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
Point after, right down the middle, and it's now 14-0. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Vikings offense and running back W18 making their way back out. And we'll see how much usage they want to give him here week 18. But he entered the weekend as the NFL's leader in receiving yards amongst running backs. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
From the gun on 3rd down, McKinley. And he can't escape, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down.
Well, if the goal is to get back into this game, the offense is certainly moving in the wrong direction. This is certainly a case where one team needs big splash plays right now, but unfortunately, it's the other team that's getting them.
The Vikings send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and they will take over 1st and 10. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Over the middle, it's complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. In motion goes the tight end. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Shepard. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now, San Antonio in possession. 2nd down and 8. As they've got it as we resume action. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. They'll look to throw again. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Lucas Van Ness able to get him down for a loss of 11. And it brings up 4th down.
Well, that's what they have to do more of defensively. Not just getting sacks, but have to keep getting in his face. Not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. Well, they bring their punter out there now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. Yikes. Terrible kick headed straight for the sideline. The Vikings offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's in the midst of a very solid season, currently 2nd in the NFL in passing yards. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Off the play fake, McKinley. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. The Vikings send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A 40-yard punt, give him 3 on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. Back out comes San Antonio. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control. That was a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. They're going to look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. An effective 10 yards there takes us back to 1st down.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
They go play action here on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's got the 1st down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. That one goes for 8 yards. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Back to throw again.
And this one incomplete, threw down at the feet of his receiver.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
On play action, they'll throw. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. That will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Back to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Shepard. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. This offense 2 for 2 on 3rd downs on this drive. They're in for a tough test here, though. 3rd and long. They'll drop to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Shepard. They'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark it down at the 9. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down. Now on 4th down, out comes the field goal unit here. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And his kick is indeed good, and that will extend their lead even further. So they're content to take the 3. Somewhat of a conservative call. They're opting not to go for it on 4th and inches.
And that's from a team that you and I know is not usually playing it close to the vest. It's a little bit of a surprise that they opted for the 3 instead of going for it.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And the numbers have looked good this season. Case in point right here. He is up there among the NFL leaders in TD passes. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Jalen Ramsey with a sack on the corner blitz. He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. And these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Back to throw. McKinley. He's got his guy. It's Patton over the middle. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. From the gun on 3rd down. McKinley. And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the 1st down. The Vikings send out their punter as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Desperados offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
That one, a 1st down pickup of 8. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. They'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Shepard. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down.
Partner, when you see a screen pass and the defensive tackle ends up making the play, you know that one wasn't sold well at all, because he should be upfield by the time you throw the pass. If not, you end up with big trouble, as we just saw right there.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Slot man moves right.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. And they'll indeed stop him on third down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line.
The Vikings going to take over now late in this first half. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. It's Dobbins on the out route, bringing it in.
And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. Looking to throw. McKinley.
That'll be complete to Dobbins.
Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1.
He's got Bellinger.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout. Again, he'll drop to throw.
Another pass complete to Bellinger.
A final shot before break. McKinley.
Over the middle, caught by Bellinger.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin our tour of the trip up to Toronto, Canada, where you see the final score there. Drake May, 2 touchdown passes as his guys remain unbeaten. From there, we head over to MetLife Stadium to check in on the Jets. And as you see, they were losers earlier this afternoon. Cordero Patterson, over 300 yards through the air with a touchdown pass as well. Lastly, let's get you way up to Seattle. See what's happening with the Seahawks. And they were losers in that one to the visiting LA Chargers. Joe Burrow leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
A very one-sided first half, 17-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And the football going back to the Vikings offense. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit. And if they're going to come back, it's going to have to start right now.
Yeah, and for them, it's not dwelling in the negative because, yes, they were totally ineffective in the first half. But we've seen many games that have flipped around in the second half. It all starts with this drive right here. They get something good going, put some points on the board, they begin to have hope.
And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Back to throw. McKinley.
That is caught.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Caught outright by Patton. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. From the 43, here's a 2nd down and 6. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Off play action. McKinley. And the catch made. It's Patton. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. From the gun on 3rd down. McKinley. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane. And I don't think he got there. No. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This from 54 yards away. And his kick is right there. It's good. That also a career-long kick for the veteran, Charles.
How about what he just got done there? We always knew he had a big leg. But how about everything coming together perfectly on that one? Great leg swing, and bang that one through.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. 3rd and 7 now. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That, I believe, will put him over 100 yards receiving for the game. Yes, it will. And he's got a 1st down to boot.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And he still doesn't have a catch. We're into the 2nd half. I think it's a little bit of a surprise to me, but that was one he should have caught.
Absolutely. That was his best opportunity right there. He dropped it. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. He'll drop to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And that is very well done there as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line. So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. Throwing to start the drive. McKinley. Throw caught by Achane. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. This one complete to Patton. And able to get this to the 24-yard line. They began the play at the 12. It's also a pickup of 12 for the 1st down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Throwing left side, it's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Now a play fake here on first down. This one is caught. It's Patton. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
Kind of a quirk in the schedule. These two division rivals didn't see each other much of the year. Their first meeting was just a few weeks ago, back in Week 14. And it was the Vikings who won that one on the road, so they'll look for the sweep here in Minneapolis.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Looking to throw. McKinley. He finds his man. Complete. That's Patton.
And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6.
At the 29-yard line.
A run straight ahead with Achane.
And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
And that would be incomplete.
And that one broken up by Martin Emerson.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. And they'll send the tight end in motion. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. That's complete right around the 8. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 7-yard line.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And it's caught. And he's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 4th.
Achane diving for the end zone, and he'll get there. Touchdown. Well, time to let those folks know who are tuning in looking for the late local news. We may be a moment because we've got a game again.
And, partner, except for those on the West Coast where it'll be seen in its regular time, right? That's the way it works, doesn't it? But how about that? Big-time drive right there. If they're going to have any chance, they needed a touchdown. They're going to go right down the field and work their way into the end zone.
So now a 13-play drive in total.
It was Achane who finished things off with a touchdown reception.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a one-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high-percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. He'll look to throw. Completes it to Coleman. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 36. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 36. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Shepard, able to break through that initial contact and winds up getting about 3 there. It's 2nd down. 2nd and 7. They'll keep it on the ground. Shepard, 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and about 4 more for a first. Now a give right side. Shepard. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He's able to get it to Coleman. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Keon Coleman with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Desperados are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll run for it with Achane. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
They set up the screen. Achane has it. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. 22 yards there, a first down.
Well, they certainly had their share of troubles running the football in this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into a big pickup.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Stevens. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Back to throw again. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Patton. They'll give him 4 yards there. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Back to throw. McKinley able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Vikings first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches. It's Dobbins on the out route, bringing it in. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now we should all realize they're not throwing away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And able to get this out to the 25. The Desperados offense and Keon Coleman set to take over once again. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early, and it has paid giant rewards to this stage of the game. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Right now clinging to a one-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
A gain of 28 yards there, and give them a first down.
It's a well-designed play here. 3 wide receivers in the formation. They're all going to run deep routes to put pressure on the safeties, and then they let their tight end cut his route off a little shorter and work toward the middle of the field. That's a difficult route to try to defend.
They'll run on first down. It's Shepard down to about the 45.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. It'll be a minimum pickup, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. On third down, it's Shepard. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. So they bring out their punter as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. This is 1st and 10. Back to throw. Dobbins with it. They find some open field here. Still going inside the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. With touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and going. We've got a tie game here in the 4th. If you've been waiting all day for Sunday night, it's been worth the wait. All tied here in the 4th as the kick is away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. 2nd and 5. Over the middle, the catch by Coleman. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They go play action here on 1st down. Rolling to his right.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only 1st down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different going here on 2nd down.
I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
All 3 timeouts still at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10 now. They run the counter. Shepard. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. Now 2nd and 4. They'll keep it on the ground. Shepard. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. The sound reverberating here in the dome. This is 3rd down. Now a give right side. It's Shepard, and he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And his kick is good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. So there was a little meat on that ball, a little more than a chip shot considering the circumstances, but he's able to bang it home in what should be the game winner.
And the key was getting him into a good position to kick from. I mean, if that's a 52-yarder, you're going to have some anxious moments, but kickers nowadays, you give them anything under 40, and they're automatic.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Gets this to Bellinger. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. And a fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So for San Antonio, they get the victory in the season finale, but it will still mean a sub-500 season as they finish at 8-9. And by just about all accounts, not the type of year they were hoping to have. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they finish up the regular season with a mark of 12-5. And they'll get their shot at playoff football as they'll be on the road next week as a wild card. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA.